नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः. So we are reading today from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 15 and Shloka number 42. Correct? Okay. Tritve Hutva Cha Panchatvam Tritve Hutva Cha Panchatvam tat cha ekatve ajuhot muni tat chaikatve junhon muni sarvatma sarvam atmani ajuvad sarvam atmani ajuvid brahmani atmanam avyaye brahmani atmanam avyaye. Complete shloka. Tritve hutva cha panchatvam तच्चैकत्वे अजुंहन् मुनिः सर्वात्मन्य अजुवेद अजुवेद ब्रह्मणि आत्मनाव्यये त्रित्वे हुत्वा च पञ्चत्वं तच्चैकत्वे जुहो मुनिः सर्वात्मन्य अजुवेद Brahmanyatmanam avyaye. Okay, somebody can repeat. Some Prabhujis. Okay, you want to go one more time? Okay. Tritve hutva cha panchatvam tacchaikatve ajuvhon munihi सर्वात्मान्य अजुवेद ब्रह्मण्यात्मनम अव्यये. Somebody will give a try. Yeah. What's number 1.15.42? Somebody is trying. Mataji's. Tritve hutva cha panchatvam tacchaikatve ajuhon munihi sarvam atmanya ajuved brahmanyatmanam avyaye. Tritve hutva cha panchatvam tacchaikatve juhon muni sarvam atmanya ajuved brahmanyatmanam avyaye. Prabhuji. Tritve hutva cha panchatvam तच्चैकत्वे जुहोन्मुनिः सत्त्वैकात्मानमजुवे ब्रह्मण्य आत्मानम् अव्यये. Okay. Tritve, into the three qualities. Hutva, having offered. Cha, also. Panchatvam, five elements. Tat, that. Cha, also. Ekatve, in the one essence. Ajuhot, amalgamated. Munihi, the thoughtful. Sarvam, the sum total. Atmani, the soul. Ajuvet, fixed. Brahmani, unto the spirit. Atmanam, the soul. Avyaye, unto the inexhaustible. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki. Thus, annihilating the gross body of five elements into the three qualitative modes of material nature, he merged them in one nescience and then absorbed that nescience in the self, Brahman, which is inexhaustible in all circumstances. Purport. All that is manifested in this material world is the product of the Mahat Tattva Avyakta, and things that are visible in our material vision are nothing but the combination and permutation of such variegated material products. But a living entity is different from such material products. It is due to the living entity's forgetfulness of his eternal nature as eternal servitor of the Lord, and his false conception of being so-called Lord of the material nature, that he is obliged to enter into the existence of false sense enjoyment. Thus, a concomitant generation of material energies is principal cause of minds being materially affected. Thus, the gross body of the five elements is produced. Maharaj Yudhishthira reversed the action and merged the five elements of the body in the three modes of material nature. The qualitative distinction of the body as being good, bad or mediocre is extinguished, and again the qualitative manifestation becomes merged in the material energy, which is produced from false sense of pure living being. When one is thus inclined to become an associate of the Supreme Lord, the personality of Godhead, in one of the innumerable planets of the spiritual sky, especially in Golok Vrindavana, one has to think always that he is different from material energy. He has nothing to do with it. He has to realize himself as pure spirit, Brahman, qualitatively equal with the Supreme Brahman, Parameshwar. Maharaj Yudhishthir, after distributing his kingdom to Parikshit and Vajra, did not think himself emperor of the world or head of the Kuru dynasty. This sense of freedom from material relation as well as freedom from material engagement of the gross subtle encirclement makes one free to act as a servitor of the Lord. Even though one is in material world, this stage is called Jivan Mukta stage or liberated stage. Even in the material world, that is the process of ending material existence. One must not only think that he is Brahman, but must act like Brahman. One who only thinks himself Brahman is impersonalist, and one who acts like Brahman is the pure devotee. Quite tough topic today. Okay. We'll go through it, but with the blessings of Vaishnavacharyas, Guru Parampara and Srila Prabhupada. So we'll do Mangalacharan. Om Ajnana Timirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya चक्षुरोन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च। श्रीरूपं सागरजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नम ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। मुखं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लङ्घयति गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्य ईश्वरम्। Till what time?
Till what time? 12:30.
Okay.
Hare Krishna. Today we are very fortunate. We have this great Subandhu Govinda prji, and almost I have seen him from day one. We were in a Lakshmana temple. Of course, he is very senior than me. And when I was studying, he joined me. He was also studying, but my CA and he was BTech.
This college.
No, I am from Kolhapur. I
Kolhapur.
came here for some job. Actually.
He completed his education in Maharashtra and he came to Bangalore in search of job. And finally he found Krishna in Bangalore. And very nice and very dedicated devotee. Without expecting anything, how to serve, we can learn from him. I have seen when he joined in the temple, hardly there were 3 brahmacharis. I was preparing my CA final. And no, there was one cook outside, which is also devotee. He went to Bengal. He could not come back. Then the only option was available these 3 brahmacharis. In the 3 brahmacharis, some reason, the 2 back to home for some purpose. He was the only one remaining in the temple. And he has to do everything. Then Krishna Guru and asked, what shall you do? He accepted. Don't know how to cook, but somehow he jumped into the kitchen. He was taking care everything. No, I could not see any difference between the prasadam and personality. Whatever the prasadam color is, dress color also will be same. Full night, full 12 o'clock, till 12, 1 o'clock he makes ready everything because no helper. He has to make it ready everything for tomorrow cooking. And morning comes, attends Mangalati, chant and go back and cook. And even some devotee comes at 12 o'clock not having a prasadam. So patiently comes and gives them prasadam. So I have seen those days who is Subandhu Prabhu means. So that's why the way he taken up the services and moved and so soft. And his softness only answers all the questions. And then he used to tell me, because he went last day of office, and his last day was there. He said, now I am going to, this is the last day. Someone didn't wash my clothes, give me one pair of clothes. He took my pair of clothes and he went. He resigned and came. He said, see, by wearing your clothes I resigned. But still you are wearing the same clothes and you are not resigned. So, very good dealings we had, and really he is my very good friend, well-wisher and guide. I am very happy. His name is Subandhu. Subandhu means very good friend. So, he is really good friend.
Krishna is a good
I am
friend.
very grateful to him coming here and giving a class. I hope definitely everybody will get a nice benefit from him. So, we'll chant once Hare Krishna mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Actually, Krishna is a good friend, and I am his das. Okay. Hare Krishna. So before we start, actually, morning, Vedi Mata Prabhu informed me that there was one more class in the morning for Bhagavad Gita. So let me know how many of you are present for that class. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's all. Huh? Okay, that means everybody had breakfast and I can go longer also. Okay, ठीक है. Okay. Another thing I wanted to ask, of course, because this is a topic which is little deep and very complex and technical. So I will not go for a long time. I will just take this session for half an hour, and then you can tell me, ki, wow, Prabhuji, this is digestible. You can go ahead. So then we can go again further level deep. Okay? Okay. So one question I'm asking you. This previous verse, Shloka number 41, when we had discussion on that? Last week. Okay, weekly that one verse is progressing. Okay. Uh-huh. Okay, every day is. Okay. Okay. How many heard yesterday's class? Hare Krishna. But anybody would have heard online, right? How many heard yesterday's class? Okay. That means I have to explain the context also. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. I think we lose network. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna. You are able to hear me? Hare Krishna, backside? Okay, now it is fine. Hare Krishna, gone. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram. This is problem with the mic or the system? Hare Krishna is coming. Is this or?
If it is not, then we can.
Okay. So what's happening here is Krishna has finished his pastime on the earth, and somehow this news reached to Hastinapur. Somehow means Arjuna only came and relayed this news. Arjuna was devastated. Arjuna was, good friend, best friend of Krishna, and he also came like, half dead kind of thing, and somehow he had to relay this news to Hastinapur, and Arjuna came to Hastinapur and he informed whom? Yudhishthira Maharaj. And Yudhishthira Maharaj, before Arjuna came itself, he was able to understand the symptoms of the Kali Yuga. He was able to see the symptoms of Kali Yuga. Because Yudhishthira Maharaj was expert into that Shastra called Naimittik Shastra. Anybody heard? Naimittik Shastra is a Shastra which with which we can predict what's going to happen and what's are the omens, जैसे कि काली बिल्ली, black cat crosses, and you say, sorry, this is not superstitions, but these are the omens we can read. So cutting a black cat, or maybe some clouds coming and some owl howling. So these are the symptoms with which we understand what's going to happen, which we can, in subtle way, we can understand ki what are the events that are going to occur, what will be the nature of those events. So, Hare Krishna. So this is called a Naimittik Shastra. He was expert into that. Sometimes people in today's world also, they try to think that अरे काली बिल्ली ने रास्ता काटा तो this is bad only. It's not always bad. In particular circumstances, we have to just have the all permutation combination, and then now people don't understand that, and that's why they say this is superstitious. Yeah, this is superstitious because okay, Telugu translation is happening behind. How will you sing Telugu? And how you say this in Telugu? Telugu. I do announce in Telugu. That's why you will understand.
I understand. Teluguలో అక్కడ ట్రాన్స్లేట్ చేస్తారు.
You only do.
హరే కృష్ణ ఇక్కడ తెలుగు ట్రాన్స్లేషన్, అక్కడ కళ్యాణ్ ప్రభు చెప్తారు. అక్కడికి వెళ్ళి కూర్చోండి ఎవరైతే తెలుగు ట్రాన్స్లేషన్ కావాలనుకుంటారు.
Back side. Okay. Telugu devotees, please gather in one place. Okay. So this Naimittik Shastra was the expertise of Yudhishthira Maharaj, and he was able to understand. And as soon as he got the news, he also was devastated. Now Krishna is not there. And he was nice devotee, great devotees of Krishna, Pandavas. And they understood, Yudhishthira Maharaj, ki the place where Krishna is not there, there is no point in staying. जिस जगह पे भगवान नहीं है उस जगह पे जाना क्या है ना. But we are not like that. So we have also have to follow the same thing, right? Wherever there is no Krishna, we should not have any interest into that place. And devotees, they have like that. You know, I see many of you have attended Bhakti Vriksha yesterday. Many of you, same people would have come for the morning Bhagavata class also, and these same people are there in Bhagavatam class also. Somebody who is into a materialistic way of life, he would have gone to shopping, partying, anything, and all these things there. These people have their interest into those places. Somebody would have gone to the see movie also, you know. So these people, they have those interests. But devotees, they think, no. If there is no Krishna Katha there, I don't have any interest there. There is no Kirtan there, I don't have any interest. There is no devotee association there, I don't have any interest there. Yudhishthira Maharaj lost all the interest to stay into this world. He lost all the interest to manage the whole kingdom of the whole world, and he immediately decided to retire. What he did? He gave up his kingdom and distributed this kingdom among his children, his son. Given this children the kingdom to his son. What is the name of his son? No, he's a grandson actually. Grandson Parikshit and Vajra. Vajra. Who is the Vajra? Of course, we heard this name into purport, right? Who is Vajra? Anybody knows? Grandson of Krishna. Krishna's grandson. And he got the kingdom of Mathura. So these two people, these two children, they got, of course, not a small kid actually, they were grown up and nice, responsible Kshatriyas. So they got this kingdom, and immediately Yudhishthira Maharaj went to jungle. And after seeing Yudhishthira Maharaj has started walking and giving up all this kingdom, other brothers, Bhim, Arjuna, Nakul, Sahadev, they all started walking. When Yudhishthira Maharaj gave up the kingdom, he didn't tell of anybody. He just distributed the kingdom among his children, among these two sons, these two Kshatriyas, and then he started walking without telling anybody, without telling anyone. And he went to the jungles and started walking to northwards, and the Pandavas, other Pandavas, they saw, Yudhishthira Maharaj is not there, they started walking behind. They understood. Yudhishthira Maharaj is not there, that means he renounced the kingdom already. They started walking towards behind Yudhishthira Maharaj. And all these Pandavas, they renounced. And what Yudhishthira Maharaj did, it is explained here in these last 2-3 verses. He amalgamated all his senses into the mind, then mind into the life, life into the breathing, and total existence into the 5 elements. He divided his body like that, and then his body into death. Then, as pure self, he became free from material conception. This is the translation of previous verse. So, people reading these shlokas 41 and 42, they will understand ki, yeah, these are the shlokas like, where Yudhishthira Maharaj meditated and disintegrated his body and given his body into he merged his body into the material elements. And now this is the process they do, and yogic processes. And some people say after that, after dissolving his body, what he did, still existence was there. And now body is dead, that means are we dead? No, we are not dead. We are more than this body. We are the soul. Even the body is dead, our existence is not finished. We are conscious. That's why we say, no, International Society for Krishna Consciousness. It is not like Prabhupada has mentioned this society as an international society, not just Indian society or not American society. And people would have said, Prabhupada has started this mission in America, so it would have been American society. No, it is not American. Sometimes now in Vrindavan, if you go, they call, "Arey, Angrez ka mandir hai." They call the Britishers' temple. No, that is not Angrez ka mandir. This is the international society. It's not just for Americans. It's not just for Britishers. It's not just for Indians. It is for everyone. And what it is dealing with is dealing with the consciousness. It's not just with the humans. It talks about the soul. Irrespective of the caste, color and creed, whether you are North Indian, whether you are South Indian, all of you are sitting together here, right? South Indian, North Indian, American, Britishers, everybody sits together in ISKCON. If you go to Mayapur, you see this. Mayapur is a whole city of every caste, color and creed. It's an international city, you can say. And I've been to Mayapur. It's a beautiful city. So there you can see whole world is united. Why this unification is happening? It was not possible for anybody else in the world. It become possible for ISKCON. Why? Because it's not dealing with the body, it's dealing with soul. Because it's dealing with the soul, the Ukrainian and Russian will sit together and eat prasadam. Jani dushman hai na? Kattar dushman. But still they sit together and have prasadam. So in this way, even British and Ireland, they are Jani dushman ekdam. Even German and American, they are Jani dushman. Stick together and eat prasadam. So this division is blurred. In India also we can say, Kannadiga and Tamilian sitting together. So it has blurred the line. So that's how this is the story of Krishna consciousness. So our body, what Yudhishthira Maharaj did, he merged his body into Panchatattva, and then after that he started dealing with consciousness. What he did with the consciousness is merged it into the nations and absorbed the nation, and then he merged it into a Brahman. अरे बाप रे, ये क्या हो गया? ये devotee है ना? He's a devotee. Then how he gets merged into Brahman? Where devotees go? What is the destination of the devotees? Goloka Vrindavan. But Yudhishthira Maharaj is going to Brahman. And how Bhagavatam is talking about is going to the Brahman and all these things. So what is the wrong here? Is it devotees are going to Brahman? Yudhishthira Maharaj is a devotee like Yudhishthira Maharaj is going to Brahman Jyoti. How is it possible? See, Brahma Jyoti, sometimes people think like that, Brahma Jyoti is not existent. We can say Mayavadi, don't talk about Mayavadi, don't talk about Brahma Jyoti. Brahma Jyoti is not there at all. There is a Krishna only, the supreme personality of God is not Brahman. So whether true or false you can tell. God is Brahman or not? Yes or no? Yes, God is Brahman. But who is Krishna then? Yeah. Actually, answer is yes and no both. Or maybe yes and yes both. Why it is like that? See, this is a problem there in the Mayavad. Mayavad says the God or maybe the supreme truth is just Brahman. But that's the idea is wrong. Supreme truth is Brahman as well as Paramatma as well as Bhagavan. All these things are there. But originally or maybe that supremely he is Bhagavan. So Brahma Jyoti is just an effulgence coming out of Krishna's body. One of the aspects of Krishna's existence is his pervasiveness. He is spread everywhere. Krishna is everywhere, right? Krishna's body is everywhere. Krishna is spread across whole universe. Krishna's Vishwarupa. That's why they say that whole universe is Krishna's body. This is Vishwarupa. And that's why this is just one aspect of Krishna's existence. ये बस कृष्णा का एक रूप है बस. That's all, nothing else. But if we go more deeper and closer, we understand, yes, Krishna is much more than this, not just whole universe. To get an idea of how God is great, to understand that this Vishwarupa is explained. We have a Bhagavad Gita chapter like Vishwarupa Darshan, right? Why Krishna is explaining, okay, I am the Himalaya, I am the river Ganga, I am the tiger, I am the lion, I am the Arjuna, I am this and that. Why Krishna is telling, I am the sea? Because to our tiny brain, the vastness and the greatness of Krishna is very difficult to understand. Have anybody able to understand who is God, Krishna completely? Nobody. Understanding Krishna is not possible for us and not possible for anybody. Because somebody says, I have known Krishna completely, that means he has become bigger than Krishna because he has known Krishna completely. So with any knowledge, any brain, we cannot understand Krishna because Krishna is unlimited. We can understand some portion of Krishna, that's all. And that's how Krishna tried to explain us in his Vishwarupa Darshana. Yes, I am like an Himalaya. Have you seen Himalaya? Himalaya, Rishikesh, Badrinath, have gone, a big mountain. Just by seeing the Himalaya, we feel scared. My God, such a big. Have you seen Arabian Ocean or Indian Ocean? Huge, vast mass of water. By seeing that the ocean, we feel that gravity. So Krishna explains himself through collecting one point. Okay, the gravity of ocean is me. This you can understand how grave I am. Yes, the gravity of the ocean. The bigness, vastness of me into you see the Himalayas, the strength, you see the lion, and you collect everything together. That is me. And that's how the Vishwarupa gives just some idea of Krishna. And Krishna says, even though if you understand whole world, Krishna says at the end of the 15th chapter, that 11th chapter, Ekam Shena Sthito Jagat. This is just my one spark. This all strength, this everything, whatever you have understood with seeing the ocean, seeing the Himalaya, seeing the river, seeing the tiger, everything. This is my just spark. Why is just a spark? He said it is just a spark because this whole world has come from just one hole of his body. This whole Himalaya has come just from one hole, tiny hole. So to make this kind of big Himalaya, big ocean, big these things, Krishna doesn't have to put any force into that. ज़्यादा कुछ मेहनत नहीं करनी चाहिए. Krishna is not tired of creating the world. Some religions and some religious literatures, not Vedic religious, there's some funny idea. They say कि God created this whole world for 7 days and he became tired. Some kind of statements are there, you would have heard it. But that is that tiny understanding of God at that level. But God, in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is telling, I'm not tired of making this. It's just a fraction of my energy. I just create it like anything, like just like that. है ना? It doesn't make any effort. भगवान को effort नहीं लगता पूरी दुनिया बनाने के लिए. And God doesn't become tired by making the world. है ना? Some religious they show the God is holding the globe on his shoulder and is bent. Oh my God! It's not like that. God's idea is not like that. If you see the God's idea into Vedic culture is much different than all those ideas that other religious system have, and it is profound, it is complete. That's why a complete idea of God, a complete idea of Bhagavan is here. Brahmen, Brahmeti, Paramatmeti, Bhagavaniti Shabdate. Complete idea is this. Brahma is also Bhagavan, Brahma is also the God, Paramatma is also the God, and Bhagavan is also the God. But ultimately, and then Arjuna asked the question, which one shall I worship? If you are saying everything is Bhagavan, what's there for me? And Krishna says, yes, you have to worship me personally. Because worshipping other paths is difficult. Krishna and Bhagavad Gita and even Bhagavatam, everywhere it is mentioned, worshipping Brahman is difficult. What is the shloka from Bhagavad Gita? 12.5. Anybody knows? Worshipping Brahman, Klesha adhikatarastesham avyakta sakta chetasam. It's very difficult. Somebody says, okay, no, I will worship Brahman. I will just sit and meditate on impersonalism. I will worship into the Brahma Jyoti. I will just meditate on Brahma Jyoti. It's difficult. It's not going to happen. For them, the spiritual progress is very difficult. Klesho adhikatarastesham. It's not so simple. And then, ultimately, okay, there is a different margas, different paths, but ultimately we have to go back to Godhead Krishna. See, there are different paths to worship Krishna. There are different spiritual paths: yoga path, karma path, jnana path, and bhakti path. But every path goes to different level. People say yato mat tato pad, but aisa nahi hai. It's not like that. Yato mat tato pad is not right. It's not, whatever you worship, you will get that kind of result only. If you worship, particularly if you go to the class 10th exam, you will get certificate for class 10th. If you take the admission to arts, you will get art certificate. If you study for engineering, you will get engineering certificate. है ना? Or you study any class, you go to the university, there are different classes, correct? You say whatever you study is knowledge only. Whatever you study is knowledge only. Then you say, I can sit in any class. I can sit in any class. You will get the same certificate? No. If you go to university, you will get different certificates, right? So same way, every path don't go to the same destination. You go to the Majestic railway station and you say, any train I will sit, I will reach to Chennai. Is it right? Some will go to Delhi, some will go to Bombay, some will go to some other place. Few trains are going to Chennai, that's all. So Yatomat Tatopad is right or not? It's not. So whatever worship you do, that kind of result you will get. In our Indian Vedic culture also, there are different kinds of vrata you do. Like, you do Somvar vrata, Shravan Somvar. You do Shukravar vrata, Friday vratas. You do what all different vrata कर रहे हैं. मंगलवार का व्रता होता है. Every day है व्रता, like गुरुवार का व्रता होता है. So, if I say you do Somvar ka vrat, Monday vrat, or maybe a Thursday vrat, Friday vrat, everybody is going to get the same result. How will you feel? This, okay, there is something called as a 16 Somvar, okay? 16 Somvars, 16 Mondays they do. And if you say whatever you do it gives the same result. Okay, this Mataji has done 5 Mondays, she will get that same result. Okay, this Mataji has done 16 Sundays, she will get the same result. So is it justice? It is not justice. So whatever worship you do, that level of result you will get. 16 सोमवार के सोमवार का ही वर्त में 16 का ही मिलेगा, किसी ने 15 किया तो 15 का ही मिलेगा. ओके, इतना नहीं, पूरा का पूरा नहीं मिलने वाला है ना. So you have full attendance, full marks, half attendance, half marks. So the full attendance wala will say na कि अरे how is it that he is getting full attendance, and what is the use of my doing a full attendance? Then let me also do the 5 Vrata only na. So yato mat tatopad is not correct argument. So whatever you do, that kind of results only you will get. So somebody, but finally, ultimately, this all vratas, all this one, purpose is what? Purpose is to get detached. If you do Somvar vrata, Thursday vrata, Friday vrata, and all these things, what we do? Just give up. If you are doing these different vratas, purpose is to stay away from the food, stay away from all this. This is, you have to practice detachment. Ultimate purpose is, of doing all this vrata is, practice detachment. Detachment from sense gratification, material world, है ना? So if somebody is practicing Brahmavad or maybe a yoga paddhati or karma paddhati or jnana paddhati, है ना? Through jnana marga also somebody reaches to the ultimate conclusion that yes, this my destination is not this material world. Ultimately we have to understand that yes, no, this is material world is not for me, and I am different from this material, I am separate from that. That's what here Yudhishthira Maharaj was explaining, trying to do. To detach himself from material world. He detached himself from the body. Initially, Pancha Mahabhutas he distributed, then he distributed consciousness, he detached with the mind, he detached with the intelligence, he detached with the ego, and ultimately he went to Brahman. And through that, again, of course, the path goes to Goloka. Brahman is just a simple step, and from that here we have to go ahead also. Yogis, they reach to the level of Brahma Jyoti. Jnanis, they reach to the Paramatma, Vaikunthas. But Bhaktas, they go to the level of Goloka Vrindavan. So of course, path goes, even though somebody takes a yoga path and he attains the Samadhi, Samadhi is also not the final destination. After Samadhi also, this person, this yogi, has to develop bhakti in his heart. Then only he can penetrate through this Brahmanda and go out of it. Until somebody accepts bhakti, he cannot cross to the Brahma Jyoti also. Brahma Jyoti is also one kind of one covering of Krishna. So different coverings, that's all. Brahma Jyoti covering, Paramatma covering, and ultimately Krishna personally present. We have altar here, right? In front of altar we have curtains, one curtain, another curtain, like that. So as the devotees, they grow from karma marga, then jnana marga, then dhyana marga, and then come to the devotional service, and ultimately they reach to Krishna. So in this way, these devotees, Yudhishthira Maharaj is getting detached. Okay, this process actually is to practice detachment. Yudhishthira Maharaj here, he practiced this detachment. He practiced the detachment from the body, he practiced the detachment from his kingdom also. Sometimes we are so much attached to our family, so much attached to our kids, so much attached to our wealth, property, our kingdom. You know? So unless we get detached from it, there is no scope, there is no chance that we will achieve Krishna. We have to achieve Krishna, we have to get detached from these things. There is a statement in the Srimad Bhagavatam, here only. If you have to talk about spirituality, you have to understand that we are separate from this, and we have to get connected to Krishna. And getting connected to Krishna, how is it going to happen? How will you practice detachment? Practicing detachment is not simply just giving up something. Giving up the food is okay, but we'll feel weak. You know? Eating fast food is not good. You say don't eat fast food, don't eat fast food. If you tell this to American, वो बोले how he will say, अरे फिर खाएंगे क्या? What will eat? You have to give him the option of good sattvic ahar. And what is the sattvic ahar for the spiritualist? Is to get attached to Krishna. Getting detached from the material world is not sufficient. You have to have the higher attachments. Rasavarjam rasopyasya param drishtva nivartate. You have to have the higher taste. Then only this detachment can be practiced. Until unless your emotions are not connected to Krishna, you will not be able to detach yourself from the material world. Yesterday I read one nice story of one Mataji called Mataji. Somebody read this story? Mataji, Anand Vrindavani Mataji. Somebody have heard the story of Anand Vrindavani Mataji? A touching story. I'll tell this story. Nobody has read, understood, but yeah. So she gave her experience of near-death experience. You know, when she was about to die, she was almost died. You know, she is a devotee from Kazakhstan, came to Mayapur, stayed there, and since 23 years she is practicing Krishna consciousness. She reached into Kazakhstan for a long time and then came to Mayapur, and she was serving in Mayapur Dham. And what service she was doing? She was doing the service of serving some devotees into hospital who are almost about to die. Those people she was serving. Why? She wanted to understand what is that experience, how to face death. She wants to learn that. You know, to experience the death. You know, until as we see the death, we will not feel the seriousness in our personal Krishna conscious life also. She wanted to. But she said she was not thinking that anything soon I am dying. She will be around 45 years old maybe. She was not thinking, okay, I am going to live for more 30-40 years. But suddenly one day she fell sick, terribly sick, and she weakness, and doctor said no, she is not going to stay more. Her body was completely drained out, and there is no devotee around also. Almost 2020 Corona time, nobody was there around, and she was alone in hospital, and she was not able to do anything. She was crying and crying and crying. One nurse suddenly came and told, Mataji, why are you so in pain? Don't do this, just chant Hare Krishna. And she was worried. Somebody is calling me, telling me to chant Hare Krishna, because few minutes back she was so weak that she was not able to think anything. Not able to think. You may think like that, Arey Prabhuji, dying is very easy, na? Just remember Krishna and die. It's easy, right? Just remember Krishna while dying. And she also was thinking that, okay, let me think of Krishna while dying, that's all. But she was telling, when we are into that kind of a deathbed situation, our intelligence goes off. We think that, I will think of Krishna with my intelligence, I will remember Krishna, because memory is there. Everything goes blank. When your body becomes weak, your brain becomes weak, you don't understand what to do, what not to do. Even we don't remember, she was not able to remember what name to chant also. And she just was thinking, I should chant something, but what should I chant? She is not able to remember Krishna also that time. Such a kind of a severe weakness she has got. Suddenly we fall into trouble, we don't remember Krishna. We do remember Krishna? No, we don't remember Krishna when we are in trouble. And of course, she was able to remember her mother. And she is explaining, because I was so much attached to my mother, I was able to remember my mother. Because how her mother helped her, cared for her, loved her, she was able to remember her mother. But she was not able to remember Krishna. And she is saying, yes, because I was chanting so much superficially. I was not chanting seriously. I was not chanting with absorption, and that's why I was not able to remember Krishna. If I would have chanted with absorption, I would have remembered Krishna. So this incident, of course, after that so many things happens there, and now this nurse will come to her and just say to her ear, Arey, chant Krishna, and this remember, Arey, I should chant Krishna. Even if she understand I should chant Krishna, her body was so weak, the words are not coming out of the mouth at all. Because body is weak, the words are not coming out, throat is choked. She was trying to say Krishna, but words are not coming clear. And she was so, and in this situation she died also. She says she died. And in that situation, Krishna came in front of her eyes. And he took her away. And Krishna showed her her whole life, what all things she has done, what all things achievements were there, and he was giving assurance that whenever there was a trouble in your life, I was there with you, I never left you. And then Krishna, her deities were Jagannath. Jagannath personally came and saved her and told her and showed her what all things you have to focus on. And he showed that the most important moments in your life were not when you are preaching to thousands of people. Most important moment in your life was not when you are achieving something great for something, but most important moment in your life were what? When you were chanting with absorption, when you are crying in front of Krishna with absorption, with your complete dedication. That time people may not be glorifying you. And people, Vaidhi Prabhu will not be telling, "Arey Mataji, you have done nice service. Arey Prabhuji, आपने बड़ा काम कर दिया. 1000 लोगों का cooking आपने कर दिया." Those glorifications, these are not the achievements for us. The moment of achievement for us are when we are crying for Krishna, when we are chanting with tears in our eyes, we are chanting without any other thoughts in our mind, with full dedication. Those are the moments which will save us at the time of deathbed, because these are the moments when we are emotionally connected to Krishna. So our emotion has to be connected to Krishna. Our emotion, of course, we are chanting Hare Krishna, we are coming to the programs, we are hearing Bhagavatam class, we are hearing philosophy, we are passing exams after exams, Bhakti Shastri, Bhakti Vaibhav, and Shiksha level 1, Shiksha level 2, Shiksha level 3, everything we are doing it, and scoring marks after marks. And Vaidhi Prabhu telling, "Arey good Prabhuji, good Mataji, you have done so nice." But our emotional attachments are still with something else. Our emotional attachments is something that which we are hankering for intensely in our life. What we are hankering for intensely in our life? The job, the money, the appreciation, maybe some person in the life. The boy may love a girl, girl may love a boy, and intensely hankering, "Oh Krishna, give me that girl, oh Krishna, give me that boy." And intense hankering, even after coming to Krishna, our intense hankering is something else. Give me the job, give me the money, give me the house. These are our emotional attachments. And at the time of death, those things only will come into our brain. And I heard a Kailash story. है ना, कैलाश स्टोरी में ऐसा ही होता है, वो ही इज ऑलवेज रिमेंबरिंग हिज फैमिली एंड ही विल बी देयर विद दैट ओनली इवन दो ही इज बिकम कॉकरोच. Heard the story? How many heard the Kailash story? Sometimes you are asked Prabhuji to tell the Kailash story. So whatever our attachments are there, those things will come. Yam yam vapismaran bhavam tejantante kalemaram. If you remember your house, you will remain in the house only. You will not go to Krishna. So our attachment, our emotional attachment has to be Krishna, so that we can remember Krishna at the moment of death. And that's how we can get detached from this body. We can get detached from this, our extended self. What is our extended self? Our family is our extended self, our nation is our extended self, our property is our extended self, our car may be our extended self, my bike will be extended self, even my body is my extended self. I am not body, I am something within it, I am the soul. And that soul has to be connected to Krishna. And real Atma Sakshatkar is understanding I am Krishna's and Krishna is mine. This is real Atma Sakshatkar. And when we understand that real self is not me and mine, real self is Krishna. And in Sanskrit there are words, Atma, the word Atma has different meanings. Atma means body, Atma means mind, but ultimately we have to come to the understanding that Atma means not I, Atma means Krishna. My attachment, my connection has to be with Krishna, not just with me and mine. Okay? So that's what this Yudhishthira Maharaj did here when he merged his existence into the Brahman. So this is the understanding, of course, Srimad Bhagavatam speaks about here, the hidden meaning of it. Straight meanings of this shloka will be, Yudhishthira Maharaj got Brahma Jyoti into and all these things, but no, he got into Krishna. Okay? Hare Krishna. Fine. We're stopping here. Any questions? Or maybe you're able to digest this? Digestion ho gaya na? Okay. Okay. We'll wait for some questions. If you have some questions, you can ask. Yeah. How we have to remember Krishna. When you are not chanting, you remember Krishna. When we are chanting, you have to hear. That's all. See, many times people think like that, when we are chanting, we have to remember Krishna's Leela. They think like that, okay, I'm chanting and I will be meditating on Krishna's Leela. Okay, I'm chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna is having blue eyes, blue face, red lips, Krishna has curly hairs, Hare Krishna, and all these things. What is happening here? We are chanting, mouth is chanting, words are going to the ears, but the mind is also functioning, brain is also functioning. They are not there at the chanting. People may say, okay Prabhuji, when I am chanting, I will put a slideshow. Different Bangalore deity, Pune deity, Mumbai deity, Delhi deities will keep on sliding. So Prabhuji, is it okay? When we are doing all these things, mouth is chanting, our ears are hearing, but eyes are watching something, and our mind is taking entertainment into that. Okay, Krishna's so beautiful face, this, that. Mind is not there at the sound vibration. Then what we think, what is that meaning of this chant with absorption, chant with feelings? Prabhupada says, no? Chant with feeling. That feeling is, you have to bring that mood of surrender to Krishna. And with that mood, we have to surrender to holy name. We can we can do some small exercise. Of course, while chanting, we should not think of something else, but focus on the mantra. Okay, what we'll do? See, while chanting, before chanting itself, we have to bring the mood that why Krishna is great. What greatness, one mood that we can bring while chanting, before chanting is, yes, Krishna has done so much for me. Krishna has done so much for me. He has saved me from dangers. He has given me all these different things. Then why cannot I give a small attention to Krishna? Krishna is coming in front of me in the form of his holy name. So let me surrender to him. So this is kind of a gratitude, idea of gratitude is coming. Bring that mood in your heart and then start chanting. Before chanting, what we do, we have to set the mood and then go for it. But when you go for it, there is no other different thoughts. Okay? When you start chanting, there is no different. But when we are not in the proper places, wait, pause, bring the mood and then start chanting. So while chanting, no different things. While chanting, we see the mobile. That means chanting is not important, mobile is important. Our emotional attachment is with the mobile. Our emotional attachment with something else. We are not giving importance to Krishna. That is the thing. So we have to bring the feelings back to it. How Krishna is great for us, how Krishna is so loving, how Krishna is so merciful, and how Krishna has come in the form of holy name. We have to understand that and bring our feelings there and chant. Okay? So we have to bring the feelings there. We have to bring the feelings. And many times Acharya says we have to cry. We have to cry for Krishna. We have to cry for Krishna because why? Because we are not able to. We are not able to focus ourselves on Krishna. The Durdaiva Midrusham Miha Janina Arvava. This is such a kind of a big option, the opportunity I have got, but still I'm not able to take much benefit of it. Let us cry for that. Let us understand that this is such a kind of a big opportunity that Krishna has given to come back to me, but I don't have much attachment to it. Cry for that. Krishna has done so much thing for me, but I'm not doing anything for Krishna back. Cry for that. I'm so ungrateful for Krishna. What I've done something wrong. So many times I have neglected Krishna. Cry for that. And many times I have chanted with a mobile in my hands. Such a kind of a great offense I have done. And many times I have chanted while talking somebody else. Such a kind of a great offense. Remember all those things and cry for Krishna. And just always remember, never do these things again. Try not to do them again. And with this mood, then chant. Okay? So of course, while chanting, dimag, the brain has to shut down, mind has to shut down, but mood has to be there in the heart. Okay? Mind has not to do anything. Intelligence doesn't have to do anything, but heart should be filled with emotions for chanting. Okay? That's all. Okay? But we don't process anything. Mind will give so many different ideas. Okay, Krishna's dhoti, Krishna's flute. Don't process it. Sometimes this chanting with absorption give you different realizations. Different kind of sometimes it will happen like that. You will get Krishna's different forms appearing in front of your eyes. Okay, just watch it, but don't process it. Okay, just watch this. Whatever the chanting throws in front of you, just watch it, but don't process it. Sometimes it will be false also, sometimes it will be true also. While chanting, suddenly one picture will pop up. Today's darshan. So today's Shringar was that, okay, who did that Shringar? That Prabhuji would have done, or that Mataji would have done that Shringar. Okay. These are the processing has not happened. Just some picture comes, okay, just watch it, but focus on chanting again. Okay. So this is all about chanting in absorption. Hi Mataji. Yeah. Yeah, I understand. See, yeah. Same question some devotees asked me, ki, Prabhuji, then if you are talking about chanting with absorption and sevas are not so important, when I explain like this, ki, how much people you have gathered for your class is not so important, but how much chanting you have done is more important, then what is the impetus for the service? है ना? हरे कृष्ण। श्री गंगा जगदीश महाप्रभु की जय, श्री जगन्नाथ बल्लभ सुभद्रा माई की जय, राधा कृष्ण भगवान की जय, गौतम भगवान की जय। So this what is the impetus for for the service? है ना? Service क्यों करना है फिर? See, initial days when we are so much enthusiastic and we do some services, we do all the services, है ना? We are so enthusiastic. प्रभु जी सेवा करेंगे, नगर कीर्तन करेंगे, we'll cook for so many devotees, we'll do नगर कीर्तन, we'll do book distribution, this, that, वगैरह, है ना? Initially, that enthusiasm will be there, but many times that enthusiasm, we are not doing this. Our enthusiasm and all these things are there at the cost of some glorification, है ना? We are doing book distribution. Why? Because I want to get the first rank into book distribution list. Okay, then we will announce Prabhuji has done so many books distribution, Mataji has scored the first rank, or maybe that glorification we expect. So this is our business with Krishna. Do the service, but expect some glorification, some appreciation. And somebody doesn't appreciate, we don't feel enthusiastic. अरे कोई देख ही नहीं रहा है service को. Deity worship service is so nice because I am doing service to Krishna, Arti to Krishna, and people are watching me doing this, so prestigious. But cooking bhoga for Krishna behind, nobody is watching. Nobody knows who cooked bhoga for Krishna. Menial service, right? And before everybody comes, somebody brooms the hall and puts the mat. Nobody knows. And nobody appreciates also. अरे झाड़ू मार दिया आपने, क्या सेवा कर दिया प्रभु जी. Nobody says all this. We are not so enthusiastic for those service. That means we are doing service not for the sake of doing service. We are doing the service for the glorification and appreciation. Okay? So you have to understand what is this seva bhav actually is. Seva bhav actually is when we are doing service without any expectation. That's real seva bhav. And we have not got that yet. And how to get that seva bhav? Ki no, even like a devotee is those, you have seen the Narottam Das Thakur cleaning Loknath Goswami's house, his toilets for months and months and months and months. Nobody is watching. How somebody can do this service selflessly? How somebody can go and distribute back to Godhead magazine when there is no profit there and nobody is doing and nobody is encouraging and even there is no money at all, like Prabhupada did it. How somebody can do this selflessly and nobody is going to appreciate you? Going to America with just 45 rupees in a hand, no future there. Selflessly is going. Nobody is going to appreciate. Whole world was against Prabhupada. Nobody, his God brothers appreciated him. Nobody gave him even dhoti also. He wanted to go to meet some big donors and he requested Gaudiya Math ki, please I want to go, I have to ask for donations, I need some good dhoti. Rejected. Dhoti bhi nahi diya, at least we have a nice place here. Dhoti was rejected to Srila Prabhupada. Complete selflessly Prabhupada was doing this service there. How we get that enthusiasm to do service continuously year and years and years and on? Because Prabhupada has got that taste in chanting. Prabhupada knew that absorption into this. Prabhupada says, many times he says, ki, I took 30 years to get a perfection in my chanting. When we get that taste in a chanting, when we get that absorption in chanting, that rasa when we get, when that rasa will make us enthusiastic to do service selflessly. Right now, what is the rasa that we are getting from the service is appreciation, the money, the glorification, or maybe some benefit we want from Krishna. Okay, I am doing the service so that I will get some other benefits, karma will go off. All these things are there. Our rasa is that. Our rasa from the services is not from the pure service attitude. It will come when we chant nicely. When we chant nicely with absorption, our enthusiasm for book distribution will continue. The devotees who are doing book distribution continuously, like what is Vaisheshik Prabhu, he says, the secret for good book distribution is your strong sadhana in the morning. He doesn't say that the secret for good book distribution is your skills to market the books and all these things. No. Secret for is the good sadhana, good japa. When you do good japa in the morning, your book distribution will be successful. So your services will continue, your enthusiasm for services will continue. And even you get some kind of a defeat or maybe failure in the services also, it will make you go on for that. Prabhupada failed many times. Whatever he put his effort, Back to Garden magazine failed, League of Devotees failed, Pandal programs he tried in India, failed. Vrindavan mein big Janmashtami festival failed. Every time he was failing. But still he didn't stop. He went to America. 1 year continuous failures, but still it made him to go on. So in our services also, failure after failure after failure will come. But that absorption in chanting will keep us going into service. It will keep us continuing in that. So it's impetus, the prime impetus for our service is chanting. That's why Prabhuji does the morning japa sessions and all these things. No? Your attendance in japa session you must, so that you can continue services regularly. Okay. Hare Krishna. Okay. Uh-huh.
Will they achieve bhakti?
No. Jnana yogis, they are just analysis. They just do understanding of studying shastras and do analysis of all these things. Yes, of course, after the Jnana yoga, they can understand who is Krishna and all these things will happen. But ultimately, they have to, Jnana yoga will take you to a certain level. But after that, you have to get engaged into active devotional service. Jnana yoga is not a bhakti. The Jnana yoga will support your bhakti. But after that, you have to come. You have to come to the temple, you have to do deity worship, you have to do some active service to Krishna, you have to chant. So Jnana yoga has to convert to bhakti yoga, ultimately. So Jnana yoga, karma yoga, dhyana yoga, anything, they have to get converted to bhakti yoga, ultimately. Without bhakti yoga, nothing is complete. Okay? Jnana yogi generally, they meditate on Paramatma in the heart. That's it. Yudhishthira Maharaj? No, he concentrated on Krishna. He didn't went to Brahman. He just merged his consciousness into Brahman, that's all it is. And Brahman, there's a different meanings of Brahman. Okay? The meaning of Brahman here we can take is Krishna. Krishna is also Brahman, right? Meditating on Krishna is also like almost Krishna, meditating Brahman. When you meditate on Krishna, Brahman is also included into that. So, that's all. Even if it is mentioned as a Brahman, he was meditating on Krishna only. Okay, Hare Krishna.